Yeah.
I never thought I would go to Notre Dame.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the school for you? Yeah. All right, peace, family. It's Asmar Bilal, host here, Secure Tomorrows, where we talk about what happens after the lights, after the cheers, and how athletes build real legacy outside of the game. Today's guest, we got my brother with me from Dayton, Ohio to South Bend, Indiana, from a walk-on to making it to the professional level in the NFL. Man, it's been a minute. I got my brother Chris Finke with me. How's it
Asmar,
going?
thank you for the intro. Memory. Pleasure to be here.
Man, I had no idea you were out here in Chicago. So
Yeah, I just moved here a month or so ago.
a month or so. And how's that been?
Running into you. It's a joy. Yeah, no, it's been good.
I know this was short notice. I literally just texted you an hour ago and you just showed up. So.
Yeah, you're my guy. I was sitting at home. I was doing a little work. I was chilling.
Man.
Didn't know what I was going to do with my evening. So here I am.
So, yeah, man, let's run it back. I know we met at the University of Notre Dame. We came in together. Man, and then so for you, so I know from coming from Dayton and now you went to the University of Notre Dame. Was this like a dream school for you? Did you always know that you wanted to go to Notre Dame, or how did this selection process come about?
No. Let's go back one sec because you're talking about when we met. I remember when we met. I don't know if you remember this. my very first impression of you. Do you remember what I'm going to say?
I'm curious.
All right. We were at like an orientation event. Me, you, and Josh Barajas were sitting at a table. They had food for us, and they had cookies. And I brought back. You asked me to get you a cookie, and I'm like, "What kind do you like?" You're like, "I like chocolate chip." I'm like, "You don't mess with oatmeal raisin." You're like, "Absolutely not. I hate them." And you like had already struck me as like a very nonchalant, like,
yeah,
I don't know. So I got back to the table. I gave you the chocolate chip cookie. Gave myself the oatmeal raisin, and then when you weren't looking, I switched them, and you just ate the oatmeal raisin, no problem. You didn't even point it out.
This is funny. I remember this too because the family was at the table too, right?
Yeah, my family was.
Yeah, dang, lovely family.
Anyway,
sorry. Yeah,
but yeah, no, I didn't.
Good.
I never thought I would go to Notre Dame.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the school for you? Yeah.
I was thinking one day at a time, I guess.
Okay, so Notre Dame, it just kind of happened.
Dude, it fell in my lap. I just fell backwards into Notre Dame. Because you remember Nick Coleman.
Yep, Nick.
Who was my high school teammate.
Yeah.
He was
Salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were good buddies, but he was like way better than me in high school. We didn't pass the ball as a receiver, so like I didn't have any recruiting attention.
Oh.
So I was like, it was like D3 schools might have wanted me to come play, and I was in this mindset of I want to go somewhere where I would enjoy going to school, and I don't want to go just to play football.
Yeah. So what were y'all playing? Wing T?
Wishbone.
Wishbone?
Yeah,
oh,
Wishbone. So
Wishbone.
Yeah, we're not throwing out. And we didn't need to throw a lot because Nick was scoring. Our quarterback Dusty Hayes was scoring. But Coach Kelly came to see Nick at Alter, my high school. And my head coach in high school, Ed Domsites, introduced me to Coach Kelly. And I thought we're just like having a candid conversation. Like, hey, come meet the coach you see on TV. And this is like February of senior year, so it's getting pretty late. And Coach Kelly's like, so do you want to play football at the next level? And I'm like, I think we're just having a regular conversation. I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. Like I'm figuring it out. Because I really didn't know. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to like Oberlin to play. No offense to Oberlin. I just didn't really like the school. And he's like, no, let me rephrase. Like, what do you think about coming walking on at Notre Dame? I'm like,
wow.
That's what we're talking about right now?
That's big time.
And I wouldn't have got into school there. I had good grades. I was a good student, but we had kids who were way better than me that got rejected. And he told me to fill out an application over the weekend, and I did, and I hit submit, but it's February, admissions are long past. Yeah. And so he's like, yo, call Dave Poloquin.
Oh,
so I called him. He's like, yeah, just email me the whole application. I emailed to him an hour later. He's like, you're in the school, you're on the team.
Wow, just like that.
Yeah, so fell in my lap. My sister was going there at the time. I don't know if you remember Sarah. So I got to go to school with Sarah and Nick, and I got to meet guys like you. Yeah.
Dang, that's big time. So, I mean, and then Nick, that was like your best friend in high school.
Yeah, that's my guy. We made a pact with each other when we were juniors in high school that we were going to play college football together.
Oh.
And it very quickly looked like, man, this isn't going to happen. Nick's getting calls from like Michigan State and all these Big Ten schools, and I'm not. So,
Yeah.
but he always looked out for me though. He'd be like at IU for camp.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't really want to go to IU, but he's like, yo, you got to invite my boy Chris to camp. Like he's trying.
Oh,
Nick was
wow,
trying.
he's putting on like
Yeah.
that. Wow.
And then he put it. He made up for my my lackluster response when Coach Kelly went to his house that night. He was like, yo, I know Chris is a good dude. Like he wants it. He's about it. Like
Okay, he was about you. Oh wow. Dang. Okay, so that's sweet. So I mean, you went to the University of Notre Dame with your best friend from the pack you made junior year, so it actually came to fruition.
Yeah, it worked out.
Dang. So just let's speak about that, right? So I remember you. I mean we were close too.
Yeah.
Loved your family. But let's speak about just your time at Notre Dame, man, because you had a crazy progression, right? You started off as a walk-on, ultimately ended up receiving a scholarship, and then also playing in the NFL, right? So what was your mindset just going to the University of Notre Dame as a player, as a walk-on? I'm sure you knew that you were talented always, but what was your mindset just going into that, right, to make a name for yourself?
Yeah, I'd say my mindset bordered on delusional. Because I was coming as a walk-on, but I'm like, I got this. Like, we're good. Which is, I don't know. Coming in, thinking that, and then being a walk-on, like, realizing it's not like that, that was, like, a huge blow to my ego. Freshman year, I just spent all of freshman year very frustrated. I'm like, why am I on the scout team? Meanwhile, like, Will Fuller's on the team. Like, why would I be playing? But I was actually a little delusional. Yeah. And it was helped my confidence to have Nick there, because I'm like, they want Nick. Like, they offered Nick a scholarship.
Right.
And no offense to Nick, God bless him. Like, I can beat Nick in practice. Like, I know that.
Yeah.
So, like, if they want, they'll pay him a scholarship. Like, and I know I can beat him. Like, somewhere transitive property, I can do this.
Right.
So, yeah, my mindset was mostly delusional. I would, like, look at the depth chart and, like, recruits we had coming in. I'm like, within, like, a week, I'm like, I think by junior year, it'll be me and CJ Sanders, like, splitting time in the slot. It'll be a competition between us.
So you know.
Well, that's what I said.
I mean, sizing guys up.
I'm sure I would like tell my dad that, and like Nick Coleman's dad, and they'd be like, "All right, man." Like,
okay.
I mean, not that they didn't believe in me, but yeah, it was mainly delusion was my mindset heading in, which helped.
Yeah, which helps for sure. Mindset is important.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just thinking about it. When you came into, what was your measurements coming into the?
Yeah.
What was your measurements?
My measurements, yeah. I lied about my measurements in the recruiting process. DP Oakland on my visit asked me how much I weighed. I added like 10 pounds. So I showed up to school day one at 160 pounds with my shoes on after chugging protein shakes leading up to the weigh-in. Because we had the player lounge where like all the protein shakes are free. And I'm like, sweet, dude. Like, I'll be huge in no time. Like, I had like 4 of them, like, fast before the workout. And then weighed in, that got me to 160. So it means that was really like 155. And then we had
50.
And then we did the wood weigh, like the weighted treadmill, the resisted treadmill workout. And I think actually both of us after that first workout were throwing up.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Yeah,
you remember that? That's crazy.
You were throwing up, and I was throwing up bad.
So funny.
And I was sitting there in my chair. I mean, the throw up was mostly, well, I was going like way hard, and also I chugged the protein shakes. But I was sitting there in my locker looking at like older guys who were fine, like they look like they didn't work out, and I'm like, man, this might not be for me. Like, this killed me. Like, I feel dead right now. I don't know if like I can't do this every day. We figured it out.
Jeez.
But yeah, you were throwing up red Gatorade in the bathroom stall, which was strategic. I remember I was like,
yo, your memory is impeccable. I'm surprised that you remember all this.
It was
stuff.
red Gatorade in the bathroom stall,
that is
and you like hid, like nobody knew you threw up. I threw up in public, like I threw up in front of everybody. Someone's like, man, this kid is like soft.
That is so funny.
And you came up later, you're like, sorry, man, I threw up too. I'm like, no, where are you? Like, I went to the bathroom. Nobody knows I.
Yeah, I definitely snuck to the bathroom for sure.
But you encouraged me, so yeah, I had some solidarity with the vomit after workout one. But yeah, I was tiny, like 5'10", 155.
Yeah,
don't Google that.
But yeah, that's an interesting part. I mean, a lot of times the spectacle may not know this, but for athletes, like having to weigh in every single day, that was tough. Like that's some things that we will probably never forget.
Yeah.
Having to drink liquids in order to make weight. It's kind of crazy.
Dude.
But, man, that's crazy.
There's some good stories there. You
Man.
remember, did you ever see the Logan Plants, Nick Coleman weigh-in situation?
No.
Okay.
Tell me about it. What
So
is this one?
You remember Fridays we had weight goals?
Yeah.
So, like, we had to, for people who are listening that don't know, every Friday, the coaches had a stated weight that you had to be on Friday morning before you worked out. And if you weren't that weight, whatever you missed it by, you lost points for your group, which meant you got punished with extra workouts. And so everyone would be scrambling. Everybody would be walking in Friday morning, like chugging water. I chugged water until I couldn't. Then I would get my shirt real wet, so I would be heavier. I'd wear 2 shirts. We all had our tactics, but
yeah, truly.
There was one morning, Friday morning, when Logan Plants walked in, and he weighed himself early to see like how much he had to gain.
Right.
He goes, 10 pounds in 10 minutes. He was at 10 minutes to work out. And he went in and grabbed a case of Dasani waters and just slammed them. Like, he was putting them down. And he went in to weigh in. And you remember we would wait in the hallway after we had weighed in. Yeah. So I'm out there. I've already weighed in. Logan goes in. He comes out, and he's like, fired up. He goes, I made it. Like, I did it. 10 pounds in 10 minutes. And he goes straight to the trash can, just throws all of it up. And while he's doing that, Nick Coleman had been running a little late, trying to put on water weight for the weigh-in. He's running in a hurry, sees Logan throwing up. It makes him sick. He just throws up on the ground, all the water weight he just put on. And he missed his goal by like 4 pounds.
Oh, no. I did not know that story.
Yeah, we had dudes like hiding 2.5 pound weights in their waistbands.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, I mean,
but
maybe let that
true. Man, crazy
yeah.
times.
Yeah.
The things we did to make weight. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot of those stories. But yeah, man, so let's get into it. So, I mean, we officially made the transition at the University of Notre Dame. Right. I know you was 160, barely, after a few chugs, but you was there. But, I mean, you ended up gaining a scholarship. What year was that you gained your scholarship?
That was at the end of fall camp our sophomore year.
Sophomore year. So that was quick.
Yeah.
So freshman year and the sophomore year. Okay. And then for you, I know you contributed a lot to special teams, then became a key figure as well on the offense. Man, but if you could just speak to it, man, just probably for a lot of people that walked on the teams and had the aspirations to make a scholarship, because there was a lot of walk-ons that didn't. So, I mean, you're a standout just in that regard. But what do you feel like helped you get to that level? I know you mentioned that you was kind of delusional. You was already sizing up players and stuff, but were there any things just like that you were doing to, like, mindset wise, or even just like skill set wise, or different trainings that you were doing to help yourself get there?
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff. I think the delusional confidence helped. Where, like, I have a clip on my phone of a one-on-one rep from freshman year where, like, it's evident from the reaction of the receivers behind me that I, like, jumped in line. Like, I wasn't supposed to be in.
Okay.
Which that's not, like, advice for anybody. So I was just like, I just really thought, I'm like, yeah, I'm a receiver. I should be getting one-on-one reps.
Yeah, truly.
But that helped because when you come in as a walk-on, you are treated as not a priority. And kind of rightfully so. I mean, they have... at the time, there was no NIL, but the school has like a $250,000 investment in their scholarship athletes, and for a walk-on, they have no investment in you. So and coaches are like, if a walk-on plays, it means I can't recruit. So there's no reason to want a walk-on to play. And they kind of beat that into you as a walk-on. So I remember the first few times I made good plays, it wasn't good job, Chris. It was, oh, the defender did a bad job. Here's where the defender messed up. Here's where you went wrong. And then you make enough of them, they start going, all right, hey, you gotta lock in when you're playing this kid. Like, Chris is all right. So, and I think a lot of walk-ons, like, it's communicated to you that you're not a priority. It's communicated to you that you're not good enough to make a play. It's just because someone else messed up. And a lot of guys it's hard not to believe that. Like, the way they talk to you, the role you play in practice, it's like, yeah, I'm just out here just so these guys can play. And even, like, terms that are very, very common, like when they would say we're going live in practice or even watching game clip, they're like, this is good on good. Meaning when it's a walk-on in there, it's not good on good. It's that player's bad. Or they'd say in film, they're like, hey, he's on scholarship too. Like, you gotta, so it's like, dang, all right. So, like, we're not talking about me at all. I'm not even a thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a battle to still think I was worth it through all that. And I got very like unhealthily, I would get angry and frustrated all the time.
Yeah.
But some of that probably fueled like how hard I played.
Yeah.
And you've seen guys like Matt Salerno. He was like a pissant, you know. He was he was like hot on the field.
Yeah.
But that helped him. Like you got to do something to be like I belong here.
But yeah, and then just thinking about it, because I mean, this is a fresh perspective. I know.
Yeah.
I was on scholarship, but I never thought about some of the things that you're saying. But now I'm like coming to really, okay, I can see what you're saying now. But also, you know, a lot of times for the guys that, I mean, and you can attest to it because you eventually got to that place where you were a priority guy. But like scout team players and, you know, walk-ons, like doing too much and stuff. So, I mean, I'm sure it was a lot for you because it was like, yeah, I'm trying to make a name for myself. I'm showing that I'm approved. Like,
yeah,
I should be on the other side of this as well. So how was that? Like, what was your mentality just having like brothers on the other side that you're competing against that were probably upset at you, like making these plays and going hard?
Yeah, I definitely was one of those guys doing too much.
Yeah.
You know?
Doing too
And there's a fine line because sometimes you're like, you might get someone hurt
Yeah.
and it's not live. But like, I was definitely one of the guys doing too much where like DBs would be yelling at me, like, hey, chill out. Like, this is not that serious. And I'm like, no, you don't understand it is for me because this is my game. Like, practice is my game day.
Yeah.
So, and candidly, like, the harder I play as a scout team player, the more prepared a guy like that would be. Like, when Alohi Gilman transferred,
yeah,
he had to play scout team for a year because that technicality where he had to sit out. So he never took a play off on scout team.
That's true.
And that made me so much better. Like when they tell guys not to make pass breakups on scout team, you get used to just like, I'll go over the middle and make a easy catch. But like when Alohi was out there, like he's punching that out.
Yeah.
Like I really got to like work getting contested catches, which, you know, you only get so many live reps in practice. And when it comes in the game, like if you're not used to it, like it helps to have a guy going hard. So I told myself that like, it's not just selfish. Like I'm getting them better, but this is my game day. Like okay, you know, Devin Butler can yell at me. Kavari Russell can yell at me.
Oh, jeez.
like even guys who I like had a really good friendship with, like Matthias Farley, like would get mad at me, and I'm like, hey, it's all right. Like you can get mad at me, but we're cool. Like you know, Jalen Smith can like level me. Like these dudes were because you give it to them, they want to give it back to you. Like
truly,
because we're all competitors. So like I get hit hard, I get yelled at, but whatever. I mean, that was my game day field. So
yeah.
I think that's, I think that's an important piece of it. Not to like, that's part of the, like, they communicate to you, like, you know, lay down, like, let them catch the ball, like, you know, let them beat you. I don't know. Yeah. It's a weird thing if you start giving into it, you start believing, like, I can't make plays.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, from what I know too, so of course you excelled, athletically. But bro, you were a great student. Like, let's talk about it. I know you mentioned early on just that you don't know if you would have been able to make it to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Right. Without, of course, Coach Kelly, and them like selecting you to walk onto the team. But how was like balancing just academics with sports for you? Because you were a great student too, from what I know. But how was that balance for you? Was that tough?
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was tough.
Yeah, I know it was tough for me. It perhaps maybe have not been as tough for you.
Yeah, no, it was tough. I mean, you know how the schedule was and the time management piece of it, so it was difficult. I think back to this story of you just had Sarge on, Adam Sargent.
Yeah, Sarge,
who was a great resource for us and really took no nonsense and would push us, which was I think a lot of guys. You know, took some umbrage with that, but it was a great gift, I think. I remember a conversation, it was our sophomore year. He was having a conversation with Ariane Schiniver, who was another walk-on, a great student, like straight A student in high school, got into Notre Dame of his own merit. And Ariane was complaining about like, oh, these teachers aren't giving me A's on my papers. Like, what? This is crazy. And Sarge was like, you're just not an A student anymore. And Arian's like, no, I swear I am. He goes, you're not. He goes, hey, I was walking by. He goes, hey, there's Finke. Hey, Finke, let me borrow you for a second. Like, yo, what's up? He goes, are you an A student? I go, no. He goes, did you used to be? I go, yeah. He goes, what happened, man? I'm like, it's just hard. He goes, if you gave the time that you gave to football to academics, would you be an A student? I go, yeah, for sure. He goes, but why don't you? I'm like, yeah, football matters too. So it came to a certain point where like, if I was trying to get straight A's, I'd have been working myself to the bone. I kind of like, this sounds bad. I was a good student, but you kind of have to like resign yourself to, yeah, B+ is all right. Yeah. If I'm doing all this football stuff too.
Yeah, no, truly.
But it was tough. It was tough.
The balance of both.
Yeah.
Did you come into it? Did you know what you wanted to do coming into school? Because a lot of times, you know, I want to say I was undecided like my first year. Did you know already what you wanted to study or what you perhaps wanted to do after?
No, I'd say I probably still don't.
All right.
You know, like, I don't know. I still feel like a kid who didn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I got to school and I had this, you know, narrative in my mind of like, I'll study finance because everything in the world's got a business side. It'll just help me like get a practical knowledge of how things work, which is true. I'm very glad I studied it and I know some things that I wouldn't know otherwise. It's a useful tool for me, but like not something I'm passionate about, finance. And like, if we're being very honest, I think when I was that young, it was just like, oh, you can make a lot of money in finance, which is like something I thought mattered a ton, which, you know, you got to make a living, but that's not like, I don't know. That's not my North Star now, but yeah, I came in just like, I'll do finance because I could probably make a bunch of money and worst case scenario, I'll know stuff.
Okay. So finance, make some money.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of just what it was,
but
I still don't know, but
yeah, but it's what's interesting what you're doing now with like this, like talking to people and getting through transitions and like paths in life. Cause I remember when we were freshmen, you were like, I think I want to study, it was anthropology, perhaps? You mentioned it.
Perhaps.
No, sociology. You're like, I want to study sociology because I just like to figure out like how society is, like how people work, and I just like to get to the bottom of it. So like, it's cool. I don't know if this is how you envisioned it, but you're kind of doing it now through these conversations. So that's cool.
You remember that well. Sociology.
Yeah.
Do sociology.
That was our first class together.
Wow.
You had those. You had those sandals.
Wait a
second. Was out every day.
Oh, I did have on the sandals. You remember it all. I definitely had on the sandals. Yeah, for the girl. Yeah, we had that whole summer. We had class together. We also had the Theo class together too. Your memory is impeccable. It's crazy that you're remembering these stories to the T like that. Dang, that's insane. But yeah, man. Those were great times at the University of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
What would you say were some of your favorite just moments at the University of Notre Dame for you?
I don't know. It was all about like the guys in the locker to me. I mean, we had a lot of fun football moments, but I don't know, just like post Friday workout, everybody just kind of chilling out. Like, you know, we just did a hard one.
Yeah.
Laughing, making funny stuff up, putting on the whiteboard. Yeah, back to like freshman summer, that was a really good time. Anytime the guys had a lot of time to be together with some leisure, I think those are my favorite times.
And I think, man, just from transitioning, and honestly, I didn't know that you were going to answer it that way, but I know just when speaking with a lot of people, like if you ask them, like, what was your favorite things about the time spent? And a lot of times they say the locker room. Yeah. But it's always comes down to the people. Yeah. But transitioning out, I know for you transition out. I also transition out as well, right? How important is it just, well, let me ask you this, because I know you're in Chicago now. Yeah. And a lot of, you know, former Notre Dame alumni live in the area. Was that important in your decision making to choose the city that you wanted to reside in? Yeah, I think that goes into it. It'd be weird in my mind to go live somewhere where I don't know anybody. I wish I was nearer to my family, which it's a weird thing to say because I could have gone to Dayton, Ohio. But yeah, I was in Nashville. I had a lot of good decision. Right, I know, but I had a lot of good friends in Nashville too. Yeah, it's nice to have social connections. I mean, we're getting to an age now too where, like you mentioned earlier with like Drew, like Drew Tranquil, you're not going to get a chance to hang out with him unless you have him on the podcast because he's got a family who's devoted to his job. So that's kind of how a lot of people are. Like, we're just getting busier, and a lot of our friends are getting married, and even some of their wives are pregnant. Like, we shouldn't be like a social priority for like a guy whose wife is pregnant, Yeah. So how do you deal with that? So knowing that was probably one of the best things about the sport was the locker room. Yeah. How exactly do you try to like keep that community now that you transition out of sports? Like, do you do anything intentionally to do it, or how do you still keep your community? There's no replicating it when you have
115 plus guys that are in the same building every day doing the same thing.
Yeah.
All with the same goal. Like there's just
It's tough.
there isn't a replacement for that,
Yeah.
I would say. But you can maybe try to recreate it in the aggregate where you have, a job where you work with people you like. You keep in touch with the people you're friends with. You live in a place where you can have, social occasions where I can get together with like Trevor Rulin, who's here. I watched the Notre Dame football game with Trevor and his wife and Greg Maley last weekend. Like just, I don't know, just times to be together. And I love people I work with and play pickup basketball on Wednesday nights with the crew. Like
I noticed you mentioned that some good old basketball.
Yeah, but there's that's the problem is like there's no recreating it. And I think that's why a lot of guys go back into coaching.
Yeah,
just to be around it.
Also, now I'm thinking. I mean, we're in a few group messages, right?
Yeah.
We are the friends, and then we also the other group message with the fellowship.
Yeah.
So we are actively doing things
Right.
too that we may not think about, but like even like creating those group messages and trying to stay in touch that way.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely helpful for guys because I think a lot of times with the transition, knowing that was one of the best things about the sport was the people, you need that also as well afterwards. Or a lot of athletes feel like that's what's missing.
Yeah.
So being able to recreate those spaces or have a space where perhaps you still got a group message at Notre Dame or like our fellowship group message where we're still able to reconnect in that way.
Yeah.
I think those are huge. But yeah, man. So, with the podcast in particular, I know one of the things I do want to ask you just because I think it's fascinating that progression. Like, I think with one of the earlier podcasts we talked about with Alohi, everybody has a get it out the mud story. And in a way, this could be a cosm of that as well, because you literally started off from a walk-on and then you actually made it to the scholarship and then also, performed well enough to make it onto an NFL team. Like you were playing in the NFL too. So if you could just speak to this, man, what did it feel like? I'm transitioning out of college now, but what did it feel like to make it onto an NFL team? Like, how did it feel to actually be able to transition and actually make it to the league? Like, was that a dream of yours?
Yeah, I would say it was a dream when I was a kid for sure. I think any kid doing anything wants to be doing it at the highest level and you see it on TV. Like I'm sure you dreamed of it too.
Yeah.
Probably when I got to college, I never thought about it. I was just like, I just want to play here. Like, I just want to get on the field at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next. And yeah, I never really thought about it for myself, like while we were at Notre Dame until the last couple of years. It's like, oh, maybe like, hey, if I could play here, like maybe I could, Notre Dame's like a great school. We're a very good team. Maybe I could play beyond. So it was surreal in a way. Like I was undrafted free agent. You know how it is. Like that's like the walk on of the NFL.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, we're back to the bottom, which was a familiar place, but also very unfamiliar because it's a new, it's a new space. But yeah, it was a little bit surreal. Where like, I don't know. I remember like one very specific instance coming out of a shower at the San Francisco 49ers facility, and I just see like the Niners logo on the wall. I was by myself in the facility, and I'm like, dang, dude, like I'm on the 49ers. It's like, this is crazy.
You made it.
So, but then there's this balance you got to do with like, when you say you made it, like, yeah, I'm here, but like I didn't make it. Like, I could be gone tomorrow. You know how that is.
Truly.
Being in the NFL. So there's this balance of like, wow, I very much appreciate what I'm doing, but I want to be better at it and strive. And I definitely didn't achieve my NFL goals. I bounced around on practice squads and got hurt and trying out and mini camps and all that. So, but at the end of the day, I was like, all right, I'm 26 years old. I'm still playing football. Like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
I never thought it would happen. Well, I did when I was like 8, and then from ages probably
and then it happened.
From ages probably like 13 to like 20. I'm like, I don't think so. And then like 21, I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Jeez. Well, it's rewarding to be able to make it to that level, especially knowing that only 1% do.
Yeah. What was your interior experience when you got there?
To the league?
Yeah.
For me, so let's talk about it, right? So you went from being a walk-on to being industry because you was in a combine, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even have a pro day or anything during that moment of time.
Yeah.
But I definitely had a chip on my shoulder when when I actually went undrafted,
Yeah.
I thought that I could have gone. Yeah, I should have been drafted in
Yeah.
a sense. Yeah, and I was better than a lot of the guys that did.
Yeah.
So my mindset going into it was like kind of probably how you felt just as a walk on. Like,
Yeah.
I'm better. I'm sizing people up as well. Like
Good.
I know I'm better than you, and I know I can be in this position. And that's just kind of what it was. And I mean, I think I had great camp. I battled some injuries too. I know you had like a hamstring.
Yeah.
I had hamstring stuff.
We were hamstring brothers.
Yeah, hamstring brothers. But I mean, that was just my mindset. I came in, I just had something to prove, and ultimately I ended up making the team. So I felt accomplished.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Yeah, I get it out the mud situation.
Yeah.
Had to grind your way to the top. But of course, yeah, my experience in the league was kind of like yours too. I got elevated to the 53. I ended up tearing my calf. I was on IR, damaged goods.
Yeah.
They waived me once I got back. Then ended up on another team, had another injury. So I also battled with those injuries as well. So I know that experience of kind of, having the injuries and having to navigate. Yes. That whole, yeah. Because what happens is in the NFL, it's no longer college where you get hurt and it's like, all right, well, I'm still on the team. And then once I get back, like, we'll just keep going. Like, no, it's a business. Like,
Yeah.
here today.
I got hurt. I might not tell the training room.
I might not tell them.
Like,
I can't even. At college, you tell them, right? I need to rehab this. I got to get back up to speed. But in the NFL, it's like,
dude, yeah, that's when the wheels fall off.
Yeah,
especially as an undrafted guy. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of my experience. But yeah, in the league, it's a whole nother beast, as you know.
For sure.
But yeah, man. So the biggest thing that I talk about on this podcast and why I kind of started up in the first place is from my experience from transitioning. That's right. That's the common denominator. We both transitioned already. It's tough, right? The transition can be tough for people. And I know just speaking with a lot of athletes, that was the case. Their identity got tied into the sport. I mean, they were down, brokenhearted, whatever the case was, and didn't necessarily know what to do next.
Yeah.
So if you could just speak on your transition, like how was it finally transitioning out of, sport? Like, was that difficult for you? What was your mindset through that process?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. It was super difficult.
Yeah.
I had, like, we talked about 10 injuries where probably like the last 3 of them, I'm like, oh man, this is it. You know, like you get cut and you're like, man, I might not get signed again. And that even like the like premature grieving of it is a weird thing where you can like, you're still trying it, but you're like, I don't know if it's going to happen anymore. And, yeah, the transition was very difficult because I was like assigning a lot of my value to my success in football.
Right.
You know, I love that I could say that I was doing something cool. Yeah, I'm a football player. Like that was like, at the time I wouldn't have like admitted that that's like, yeah. But looking back, it's like I just loved it. I put my worth in that. And then to see that that's gonna slip away, without having like, been the like Super Bowl winning, 10-year guy that even when it ends, you'd be like, yeah, I did it. Like that's its own mourning process and like an ego thing.
Yeah, truly.
So that was very difficult. And I had like some instances where, I think I would be, even like from a faith perspective, I'd be like upset in like prayer with God. Like, why is this happening to me? I'm a good guy. Why do I keep getting hurt? Why isn't this working out?
Yeah.
And like, I would try to make justifications. Like, man, if I was the type of guy who could like get that status of being like a great NFL player and like have all this money, like, I'd be doing good things with it. Like I'd be a good example, like in the spotlight, which is just all just making justifications for why I want to be honored and aggrandized and have money. But at the time I was like, thought that those were pure reasons. And so, I actually kind of like looking back on, I view it as a bit of a gift to have had that like slow stripping of like, why is this happening to me? The injuries coming up, like, because I had a very bad back injury. That's why I stopped playing. I mean, I got cut, even without that. But like,
Yeah.
if I hadn't had the back injury, I just kept trying. Like,
Yeah, right.
so who knows? I'd have been going until the wheels fell off. So like, in a way, I wish I didn't have a herniated disc. Sometimes like it kind of hurts,
Yeah.
but I'm grateful that something kept me from still doing that, because I was going down kind of like a dead end, like putting my value in that. And so transitioning out of it, now I had all these questions about what's my life now, and kind of this like I don't know, this crisis of faith I was going through. And then right when I stopped, I felt very, very antsy. Like, I'm not doing anything with my life. I'm worth nothing. I have no job. Like, all my friends are out there. They've been working for years. I'm like, I got to do something. So I like kind of in haste took a job. And I think you can probably relate to this. Like, when football ends, you've been giving your whole being to it. You give all your time to it. And then when it's over, you have all this time, even if you have a job. So like, I had a 9 to 5, but like, it starts at 9. So like, when I get up at 6, like, what am I doing? And I don't even like eat breakfast. Like, I can't even, I can't take like an hour and a half to like go get breakfast. Like, oh my God, I got like 3 hours. Like, what am I doing? I gotta fixate on something, dude. I got all this energy to put into it. And to be honest, like, I didn't love the job, and it didn't demand very much of me.
Yeah.
So I'm really like, what, man, I'm not doing anything. I gotta do something. So like, I really started just, I started like, I got all this time in the morning. Like, I'll go to mass in the morning. I'll go to church every morning that I can. And like, I'll read stuff. Like, I have all, this crisis of faith. Like, I have all these questions. I don't know. So I kind of put my fixation into that kind of search while I was working this new job. And that helped me kind of just reorient some of my priorities, and to feel worth something and loved beyond what my title is in the world. I think probably for the first year or two, year and a half, maybe you can relate to this, like, it hurt me to watch football games in the NFL.
Yeah.
It hurt me to like just sign off my email, like, with my job title, to see my name next to a job title that wasn't NFL wide receiver. It hurt me very much, and like, I didn't like to talk about football with people. And I'd be in conversation with people who didn't know I play football, and I'd feel this like, I gotta tell them I used to play it. Like, who cares, So I don't know. Through that process of like trying to reorient myself, and doing so through prayer and study, and going to mass and sacraments and stuff, I don't know. I don't get sad watching the NFL anymore. I feel very happy for guys like Miles when I see him, that he's still playing, and he's had a career that he can be very proud of. And it's that was like the hardest thing, is, I think, for my transition, was, one, how do I spend my time now, and two, like, what's my worth if not football?
Right.
I don't know, how did you feel?
Yeah, that's big. I speak on this a lot. So when I transitioned out, I immediately, well, even as I was transitioning, I was working what I'm doing now. So I'm in financial services. So that.
Yeah.
Primarily, life insurance is kind of what.
Yeah,
service.
we did a life insurance call together.
Yeah, we did. That was early on, dude. That's when I was
fantastic.
But man, so one of the cool things about that space is, I mean, the hours, because it's not like a standard job.
Yeah.
Right. You kind of work your own hours, but you're pretty much blitzing throughout the day. And I think one of the big things, as you just hit on, is how do I spend my time? Because even you just said it, like, even while we were at the University of Notre Dame, not only did we play football, but we were also students. So we were doing something throughout the whole day. So to even get a 9 to 5 job, it's like, yo, I got so many more hours. And I think that's one of the toughest parts, is like, you sit with yourself, and it's that stillness and idleness that gets you, because it gets you in your mind.
Yeah.
And it makes you think about, like, what is my purpose? What is my worth? Where you have to actually sit down and kind of, introspect and think, like, and I think that's tough. So for me, one of the biggest things was, I just had to stay busy.
Okay.
And I think with my work, because I manage a virtual sales team, I'm training a lot. I'm also, right, servicing people and doing pitches and stuff. And it just allowed me not to think so much about the condition of not playing. So I was so consumed with my work that I didn't even have the time to think. And I think that's what helped me
Okay.
with that component in particular. But I always like tell like athletes and challenge them like stay busy, like consume yourself, right? And whatever it is, like even if you have to compartmentalize and you got, I want to read more, I want to get in my faith more, like have these blocked out throughout the day to stay busy for
Yeah.
yourself. So that was what I always did. I just try to stay busy.
Yeah, dude. I like give myself homework now.
Yeah, it's like you got to
like I'm way behind on all the homework I assigned myself.
Yeah, for sure.
But so that's interesting. You talk about the introspection. I remember like when I would be hurt and doing PT, I'd have all this time because my only job was to go to PT for my hamstring.
Yeah,
that's like 2 hours, and then I get home and I just like, and as soon as I go inside, like the day's over. I just sit in my car and like stare out of the sunroof and like think. But I'm curious when you talk about staying busy so you don't think about it, do you feel that helps you get past it, or is that like you're distracting yourself from it and it's still there? Because that's some sometimes I'll I distract myself on my phone and scroll my phone when I know there's like something I could probably be like sitting and dealing with internally.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think for me, it was a distraction perhaps at first.
Yeah.
That might have been my intention, but through focusing so much on my work, I started to give myself a new purpose.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of how I got to this space now, because I know that a lot of people within the community, they want to be an artist, they want to be a football player, like they want these, high status, famous opportunities, but quite frankly, everybody's not going to make it. So I think for myself, I wanted to make sure that I could do something outside of sport and be proficient in it. That way I can mentor and help other people like, hey, this is something that you can do as well.
Yeah.
Like that can still, right, be a space where you can utilize the different tools that you learn from sport. Because essentially whenever we get into the new profession, whether that's an entrepreneurship or financial services, I think you have to be able to take the same things and just give what you're doing now that same attention and detail.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helps me now, because it's like I'm competitive in what I do. Like I still have to work hard. I still got to pay attention to the details. I still got to be smart and critically think. And this is all stuff that I was doing in sport.
Yeah.
And now it's like I'm just transferring it over into business, and just I gave it a new purpose. It's kind of what helped me. So at first it was a distraction, but I got so into it that I now have a purpose in what I do that has helped me not soak in just the idleness. It's like, I redefined it. I made it purposeful for me.
That's cool. It sounds like, because what I was trying to get at was between this, like, occupying yourself as a distraction or occupying yourself as like a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like, from what I heard, what you said was it found its purpose when it became like for others, like you were disciplining yourself so you could help others, and now you're doing this because you want other people to have, I don't know, some I don't know, if not feel alone in whatever transition they're going in. And like it wasn't so, like when I'm sitting there scrolling my phone, I know there's no purpose to that. That's not helping anyone. But if I sit there and I'm like, I don't know, if I'm reading, or if I'm learning and like praying, and I'm trying to become like a better friend, better brother, whatever it is, or if I'm doing something for my work that's building this discipline in me that will prepare you for, I don't know, like when what you're doing takes on like a sacrificial element almost, instead of just like, this is all for me so I don't have to think too much. Like,
and that's one of the biggest things that comes with the transition, because it's a humbling experience. We go from, I know, like but you were grinding and then you became that guy. But I mean, quite frankly, at the University of Notre Dame, all the staff, everyone is servicing you.
Yeah.
Like everyone, Carrie, the nutritionist, everyone's servicing you. So it's always just me.
Yeah.
And then when you get done with it, it's like, dang, like how do I service others? And that's what a large part of business is. Like, I mean, whatever you're doing it probably servicing others. That's how you getting paid. Well, so I think that was a big flip, the humbling aspect. It's like, it's not just me no more. it's like, what is it for now? Like, whether that's a wife, a child, a
Yeah.
family. I don't
What's
know.
very cool that you think about it like that, because a lot of people will go into business and it's still about them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's about me making money. It's about me getting status. But like the fact that it's funny. It's the same job,
Yeah.
but you take it and you're thinking about it's not about me anymore. And I think the people who are miserable tend to be the ones who are like, how do I get more? I don't know.
Yeah. So I work in sales, so it's one of the things that they tell us is that you typically do better when you authentically care and try to service the the person, the member, the applicant or whatever, because sales breath is coming off if it's about you. So it's like twists your mindset to be like, okay, so if this is authentic and I'm actually in the business of servicing others, I'm then going to reap my reward as well. So I think that's why I think of it that way. It's like, yeah, like in business and all transactions, like people get paid for servicing others. So if you just focus on servicing others and reward, in return, you're going to be rewarded as well.
I would say that's a rare perspective that you have.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't like. I mean, you're a humble dude, but probably not most people think that way. Or maybe they do. I hope they do.
Yeah. I mean, well,
whatever. It's cool to see.
I challenge you to think that way if you don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of goes to that sacrifice part. So just in this space, if you could, like, just thinking into it, what do you think would help someone feel more complete after they transition out? Have you feel like you reached that point, you still navigating, or do you feel like you have any?
I feel like I'm past football. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where you're young. Like
Yeah.
You're 28.
28.
Yeah, I'm 29. Like I don't have it figured out. You know what I mean?
And perhaps we never will, but
no, I don't think we will. That's kind of like what I'm
getting at.
Yeah, I think so. Is that but you're also if you stop trying, you're gonna feel dead. So like you just gotta keep. Dude, I don't know. Like
For sure.
I feel like I'm not qualified to answer this question.
No.
I'd love to help people, but
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think this is just what comes with it. Like that transition, everybody experiences it differently.
Yeah.
And everybody has to navigate it and find the purpose within it. And honestly, right, we're never going to have it fully managed or figure out.
Yeah.
But we're striving to do our best in it. So I think that's
I think
the reality of it.
I think the satisfaction or the happiness lies in realizing that it's not going to be figured out.
Yeah.
There's like a Thomas Merton talks about. You don't want to spend your life climbing a ladder, get to the top, and realize it's propped up against the wrong wall. You know.
I like that, and there's peace in that too.
Yeah.
Right, because first it starts with awareness. If you're aware of that, then you won't be hurt.
Yeah.
Constantly striving at something and never truly achieving it.
Yeah. So in that way, it's been like a blessing to have failed in football, because I realize even if I was playing right now and like had won a Super Bowl, like I'd still be me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Still want
life still goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly.
What else is there?
But let's hit on this, because there are certain things that do help with the transition.
Yeah,
For instance, like for you, I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, having connections and networks such as like Coach Lee helped you land on a certain job. So how was it? What were some of the different resources that you use with transition? Or just answer
So like practically, like we're talking about the locker room. Just like I think relationships are, it's where it's all at. I think when I think about people trying to get jobs, especially with like what the computers are doing now. My brother had a funny theory where he's like, I think nobody's getting hired because all these companies are using like AI to hire their people, and all these people are using AI to apply for jobs, and there's a disconnect. Nobody's really talking to each other. So I think it's like, I've always thought this, even when we're in college, I would be very daunted. Like, how am I ever going to get a job? And I can't apply for a job and get a job. Like, I'm not qualified to do anything. But when Coach Lee is in Nashville at Vanderbilt and he's like, hey, I got a guy who's looking to hire somebody and I recommended you. Like, wow, okay, that's cool. Thanks. And this job I have now is like, I met somebody at pickup basketball game. It's like, I think you think this was interesting, and this guy's recruiting for it. Like, I don't know. Those are it's almost like how I got to Notre Dame. Like, I can't pinpoint. Those are just things that kind of fall in my lap. But By building strong relationships and having
yeah,
friends who want to help you out and being the kind of guy who people would like to work with or to collaborate with, I think that's been helpful.
I think that's huge because I mean what we're hitting on is social currency. I mean, you're using the people that you know that you're close with, not that you're using them, but
Yeah.
right, you're using them as your network, and they're helping you because the relationship that you have with them. So I think that even just hits on the importance of being a good person. Like the fact that I can hit you up an hour before and you show up, like that speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a part of it too. It's like, yo, be mindful, right? Even while playing sports where it's just me,
Yeah.
to build these strong relationships, because these are the things that help you further on, right? You got literally a job because Coach Lee liked who you were.
He just called me.
So I'm sure he vouched for you just knowing the character and the person that you are. So I think that's huge too.
Well, it says a lot about you too that you're the kind of guy who I would come do their podcast with an hour's notice. You know what I mean? Like, it's just cool to have these tight friendships where we stay in touch with group chats. Like, I think any of us in our friend groups would certainly go out of their way to help someone else or make a connection for someone else. Or I don't know. That's where it's at, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm like,
building.
I dread the day I gotta fill out a job application and click submit. I've done it. I don't hear back. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's doing it.
Yeah, everybody.
You gotta know somebody.
Yeah, AI, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's huge, man. I think that's a big thing that you just brought up, which I wasn't necessarily even thinking about, but building these relationships will take you to many places. And I think it's really showing just in your instance, because the whole Nick situation with Coach Kelly, like, yo, this is my man's right here too. And you being able to walk onto the team.
Yeah.
And then Coach Lee getting you a job as well. It's like,
Dude,
dang.
very lucky. And all in like non-transactional ways. That's something that when they would tell us to network in college, I'd be like, this feels weird where I'm like calling a stranger and I kind of want like an internship out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how to navigate this.
Yeah.
But all the things that have come to me have just been because like I'm genuinely friends with someone.
Right.
It's like you with when you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
You put yourself in the mindset of like, okay, the end goal is to help this person, not for me to get my sale.
Yeah.
You know, so with friendships, you got to be careful of, like you said, using people. Like, I always felt an allergy to when they would talk about networking. I'm like, I don't know how to do this in a way that doesn't feel like I'm like, hey, what can you give me? I need. So,
just being your true authentic self.
Yeah.
This worked ultimately.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
And putting yourself out there, just like
that too.
Meeting people, being social.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, man, that's a big part of it. Just speaking on the transition. So I appreciate you taking the time to come.
Yeah.
I think a lot of what you said is great insight that people can think about. I mean,
I doubt it.
No. What you just mentioned to me, though, truthfully, the whole point about like, I think that's what I'm getting at is the fact that it's constant. Like, you are never going to arrive.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a continual thing that you push through. And if you are aware of that, that in itself will bring you peace through the progression.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was huge. That was big time, bro.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. So I appreciate you.
Like I said, I'm like, I don't know anything. The goal is when I'm 5 years from now, if I look back and watch this interview, I'll be like, man, what an idiot. You know?
Yeah.
Because like if you're not, then you don't learn anything new. Yeah. So maybe in 1 week I'll look at this and say, what an idiot. I think I might.
Yeah, but that's the humility piece too. It's like, well.
No, I really just
like the fact that
I feel like I've been rambling a little bit, so I hope any of this is useful.
No, yeah, good. No,
chop it up and make me sound all right.
He'll make sure it's great.
Yeah, chop me up.
But yeah, brother, we're in Chicago, and I know for you, right? You were actually with the Bears, right? And we're back here today. So yeah, what exactly brought you back to Chicago?
I've just always liked it. I guess I did a little bit of grad school here when we were doing our 5th year. My program was like every other weekend here for the spring and summer periods. Stayed with a buddy. It's always like being here. And I don't know, there were some occasions to come up and hang out when we were at Notre Dame. Yeah. Then when I was on the Bears, I just very much liked it and got a remote job. And I'm a Midwest guy. I was living in the South.
Yeah.
South's not quite for me. No,
Yeah. Tennessee.
no offense to them. It's just I don't feel like it wasn't my spot. So, yeah, I just wanted to come and give it a shot. I like it.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
So, as you know, just going through Notre Dame and going through Notre Dame, it was a lot. After that 4-8 season, we ramped it up. We brought in Bayless. We was a track team. We brought in Dr. Selkin was good, right? Mental performance training. But we were working, right? So I think at that moment in time, because I think prior to Bayless, I don't really think the weight goals was as extreme as it was.
We had any.
I don't even think we had them.
No.
But of course, at that moment in time, it was like, yo, we were doing theme lifts. Everything kind of ramped up. And I think that when you are playing at that level and having to do the things that we were doing, it's hard for the game to then end and not necessarily have this like reach for excellence in life. But I guess the funny question is like, how has it been not having to have to weigh in every Friday now that you're done with the game?
Dude, it's nice.
Dang.
It's nice. I eat when I'm hungry, and that's that's it.
Right. Has that played? So with sports, and hopefully I can get one of the former players on the pod. But there's a lot of things that come with it, whether it's mental, whether it's even like body stuff. Because it was like I myself felt like a better version of me when I was 230. Like when I weighed more, when I was heavier, I even played better when I was actually at the weight goal that they intended me to be at.
Do you think you played better because you were that weight? Do you think you played better because mentally you felt good because you were at that weight?
I honestly think it perhaps was mental.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes when I was at that weight, it was simply because I, drank 5 waters. Mm-hmm. But I was heavier.
But to see the number on the scale.
But to see the number on the scale made me feel like,
Yeah,
I'm about to stick any running back tight end. I was about to dominate. So I think it was a mental thing. And for me, I know transitioning, I always wanted to be at a heavier weight. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, honestly, I didn't like my transition after of me, like, decreasing in size. Like, I'm at my natural body weight now.
205?
Man, for the cameras,
Okay, sorry.
No, but I'm around, like, 205 now.
Yeah.
And I was up there at, like...
Are you really? I guessed it?
Yeah, no, truly. Yeah, you got it. I guess you can, look at me and tell you still look beefy, but you bulked up still. But for me, that was tough. Like going from like working out and eating a lot and being that weight to now like that not being necessarily a priority. Like, but how was that for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was like, I'm down like 10 pounds since we played.
Yeah.
But I would look in the mirror and be like, oh my gosh, I'm getting pencil necked. Like I would worry about it. Like it's not like it's 10 pounds. I'm a regular sized guy. I'm like 175 pounds now, but like I was probably like a little bit fat, and I'd look at myself like as I was getting normal and be like, "Oh my gosh, you're puny, dude! Like, what's the matter?" Yeah. And there's no neck machines at any gym. There's no neck machines. How are you gonna work out your neck?
You can't do manual.
I was really worried about becoming pencil necked. How's my neck? Is it okay? I just realized I said, how's my neck? Yo.
Oh,
got it. Got all of it.
Yeah. Oh, no. I didn't even
guess. Man.
Yeah, big pause.
All right.
But,
yeah.
But, yeah, the next situation.
But, yeah.
Is, The next slimmed out after sports. But, yeah, man, that was a transition in itself. Like, I don't think people talk about that. But, of course, right, there's people that get, like, eating like disorder things from that coming from sports because it's a lot of pressure to keep on the weight. Even in the league, like guys get fined for not weight. But like seeing certain guys that we play with cut off certain weights and things like that, it's like you can tell that it had an impact on athletes. And I know it did for me. I mean, not to a certain extent to where I was like super bogged down about it, but I was like, dang, I don't feel like my best self when I'm not at that weight.
I still got a little bit of that in me. Like
Yeah.
I keep a scale in my house. I weigh every day, and
Uh-huh.
like, sometimes I'll
Sometimes it don't.
like I feel and look the same, but I'll see the number. I'm like, ah.
Yeah, truly. But yeah, brother. Thanks for hopping on, bro. I really just I'm glad that I got you on. If you could, man, just speak to right those who are transitioning out. If you do have any tips or advice that would be worthwhile, right? What exactly would you encourage a guy transitioning to do?
Like out of football.
Yeah, out of sports. I mean, and it doesn't even have to be football, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a lady that played volleyball or
Okay.
a man that was hooping and then had to transition.
Transitioning out of athletics.
Yes, the athletics.
Yeah.
And you're getting to that workspace.
I don't know if I'll have anything worth saying, but you're gonna have a lot of energy that you don't know what to apply it to. So I think, like you said, with your work or me with like study and faith and stuff, like find something worthwhile to apply it to. Because I think discipline and all those habits you build, they can go away actually rather quickly. So find something worthwhile to apply to, and then you'll deem what's worthwhile. And yeah, just the other thing I think of is that athletics is not like the end of your life. It's not your value. I mean, even the best ones, like Tom Brady's 42, he can't play anymore, or whatever he is. You know what I mean? Like, he's got to do something else now.
Yeah, next
So,
chapter.
Yeah, and I know that's cliche, like it's gonna end. Everyone knows that, but I don't know. There's a lot of exciting things out there that aren't playing sports.
Yeah, next chapter can be exciting.
So,
but yeah, brother. Well, thanks for hopping on, man. It was a pleasure to see you. It's been quite some time. It feels good to have your presence, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I hope any of it is usable.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
You can cut the entire thing if you want. I just enjoyed catching up with you for real.
Man, that was good.
So
sure.
It was a joy just to have a conversation out.
Yeah, no good. Let's get a photo.
Cool.